If I was to take a poll and ask you guys, how many of you have posted something on Facebook or on Instagram, or how many of you have your own YouTube channel? My next question to you is, do you go back and forth to see how many likes you got? Uh-huh. I mean, are you on pins and needles like, oh, I hope they like this. I hope they like this. I wonder what their opinion is on this. I wonder what they're going to think. Yeah, we all do it. So my point is that we all want to be validated in some kind of way. Okay? So I'm here to let you know that validation is normal. Okay? It goes way back into our childhood. It's part of our Maslow needs of hierarchy. We have certain needs, and those needs are generally validated through somebody we trust or not. You know what I mean? Because sometimes those needs are not validated, and they will impact you as you go farther in life. Because we all have a need to be validated. So I'm not going to tell you that your needs are not validated. Your needs are not valid. But what I'm trying to tell you is that if you are constantly in need of validation, then that's a problem. Okay, that is a problem. Because at some point, you should have gained some self esteem. You should have had some type of self worth um, to affirm you, to affirm your thoughts, to affirm your career, to affirm your talent, to affirm your gift. I mean, as time progresses, there should be something in you that says, "I know who I am. I know my potential." My my concern is that a lot of people they are still needing that type of validation. Sometimes, it's not so much in their secular life. In other words, it's not so much on their job. Because you kind of know that sometimes people will or will not give you the credit that you deserve on your job. Ask me how I know. Okay. Um, Even in your home, uh, pretty much that your family members, your mom, your dad, or your guardian or your spouse, they have um, validated you, and so you're pretty comfortable with their approval. You're pretty comfortable with their advice or with their opinion of you. But because this is to a lot of the church people, one of the things that we continue to seek validation from is in the CHURCH. Yeah, the C word. We seek validation from that arena. And sometimes to our detriment. What do I mean by that? Sometimes, if we don't get that type of validation, we think that something is wrong with us. We think that something is wrong with our gifting, or something is wrong with our skill or our talent, or we don't have what it takes to be this great usher, or to be this great administrator, or to be this great missionary or pastor, or to be this great apostle. You know, so it will impact your emotions. You will find yourself being on a what I call a puppet string, and you are the puppet, and not the puppet master. Okay, somebody is dangling your emotions, and you might say, well, yeah. because sometimes it's just better off just to stay there. And I'm not advocating anyone leaving their churches. What I'm advocating for you is that you help develop yourself. You take ownership of who you are. Don't put your emotions, don't put your affirmation in others' hands, especially if they have abused it. If they have abused it, now if you have been affirmed by your family, and by those close to you, those who love you, and then you go to the CHURCH, and they don't affirm you, then the problem is not the problem is not with those that your family member. The problem is within that church. That church. Ask me how I know. I've been to several churches. And my foundation church, I can tell you, they were the best. So I know what true love looks like. I know what people who really love God, what people who are filled with the Holy Spirit, really filled with the Holy Spirit looks like. And I'm telling you, when they are really filled with the Holy Spirit, that love exuberates or is exuberant in their lives. And you feel that. You feel that love. So what I want to tell you is that a church can affirm you, and a church can heal you from any insecurities, but it got to be in the right place. And if you're in a place where they're not doing that, then you have to take ownership and take things back into your own hand. Yeah, you have to take ownership. You have to take back your power. And the way to do that is you got to work on you. Yeah, you have to work totally on you. Your self-esteem has to be worked on. Your self-worth has to be developed in the church. You have to do some self-analysis. Ask yourself, why do I need their approval so much? And I'm going to be honest about it. We're living in some days that I have never seen before. But I know two things are operating, and that's the spirit of prophecy and the spirit of witchcraft. Yep, I said it. And a lot of discernment is not going on in the churches these days. So a lot of the churches are dealing with manipulation type spirits, witchcraft. And, people don't like to hear that word witchcraft. Well, what about manipulation? Does that sound better? That is what's going on in the church these days. And the issue is there's no discernment. There's no discernment. People think that it's okay for people to down you and to put you down and have this type of control over you. And then they want to put you in a category of that you're just being rebellious. And then they try to isolate you from everybody else, and try to make sure no one else can communicate with you. See, there's a lot of control. It's not a lot of mind games being played. It's hard for me to get this out because it's a sad commentary on what I see in the churches today. So I'm here to help the people. I'm here to help that individual who's been confused. And the only thing I'm going to say to you is to work on your self-worth, work on your self-esteem. You have to take back your power. And since you're dealing with spiritual wickedness, of manipulation, of witchcraft, then you have to go and find out what, once you find out what that spirit is, then you know how to denounce it. You will know how to denounce it and not receive it. Okay? So you need to build your relationship up with the Lord. Now, the thing I'm kind of a little hesitant to talk about is that when you are in a church that's full of manipulation and witchcraft, they're going to make it feel like, make it seem like that you are the one that have the problem. Yeah. So whatever you do, they're going to say, well, she just bitter, or they're going to find some kind of excuse to destroy your image even more so. They're going to be behind the scenes spreading little innuendos to different people about you. That's what they do. And then when you go when you sit in a meeting with them one on one, they'll talk to you like they got your best interests, like they got your back. But then once you leave from that one on one conversation, then you will find that they are the ones that's really indirectly saying sneaky, nasty things about you. So people, that's just focus on you. You spend too much time trying to get people to accept you. So I'm talking to you. I'm talking to that person. Now the rest of the people, if you don't have that issue, thank God. But there are some people who have that issue. Okay. So this message is for you to let you know that I understand what you're going through, and I'm going to be praying for you. If this hits you, inbox me. We're going to pray, and if we can also have more content on witchcraft, manipulation, and prophecy. Because whether the church talks on the subject or not, we are in this season. And so the Bible talks about people being destroyed because of lack of knowledge. So if your church doesn't want to talk about it, if the church doesn't want to believe it, that does not mean that it does not exist. That means it just means that you're going to be in a war unprepared. So yeah, we're in the season of prophetic, in the season, and when there's prophecy going forth, then there's also going to be witchcraft and manipulation going on. So prepare yourself for this war. Go back and read this in the Old Testament, Ahab and Jezebel. Okay, read that story. And so during that time, Ahab and Jezebel, there was witchcraft basically going on, manipulation. Okay, and the prophet was being challenged in the midst of it. Okay, I gotta go. I don't have that much time on this format. Yeah, I have a new format. My IT person has some issues right now, so I'm on this format for now, and I don't have that much time to record. Okay, so if this message is beneficial to you, just share it. And again, I did record a previous message in the car for this past Monday. I just had a problem uploading it, so I had to go this route. And again, I will attempt to, upload a message every Monday. I'm determined. All right, just for you, I got you in mind. Okay, people, I'm gonna sign off, and if I take what you know and you take what I know, then we both will be smart. How about that? God bless. Love you.